Want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap / Week Ahead. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. On a holiday Monday, 3:40 p.m. Eastern, January the 16th, 2012. Not much really going on in the market today. Over the weekend, really nothing major. Iranian situation continues to be unresolved. Obama canceling a highly strategic joint operation with the Israeli army in response to the Israeli assassination of the nuclear scientist. We should be saying, way to freaking go. Not, don't you dare. Not, we didn't do it. Give me a break. Any person helping the Iranians build a nuclear weapon should be on the CIA hit list. Not clean nuclear. These scientists were clearly working on a nuclear weapon in violation of UN sanctions. So give me a break. But as far as other, S&P downgrade, obviously that's the big story. One notch, it was expected. But we really didn't get a down or an up reaction. Euro tried to rally and then failed. So I got to tell you, this market action doesn't look good. Looks like the euro is going to continue lower. Could we have a reversal this week? Absolutely. We're going to look at the weekly charts. And by the way, my webinar I postponed. Remember, there's a trading strategy for Wednesdays only. And I postponed it for Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And the strategy kicks in really Thursday, 0 GMT or 5 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Those of you already signed up, you're locked in. Those of you looking to sign up, feel free to email info@globalfxllc.com. Free, informative. Yeah, I'll pitch you on my service, but not much. I hate selling my service. Hate. All right, so anyway, look at the weekly chart of the dollar index. Now, as we see here, hanging man, but we still took it out. We see here, hanging man, and I think we're probably going to take it out. Dollar index looks good. A lot of numbers coming out this week. Tonight, we have a monster number out of China. Industrial production, asset investment, GDP, big. Later in the week, we get HSBC flash PMI. That one should be very well looked at. But GDP expected to be up 8.7%. Industrial production at 12.3%. I got to tell you, I'm not sure. I can see it going either way. China's stepping on the pedal, cutting rates. You would think that's probably going to be a better number. I think we're going to trade based upon that. Inline number, I think S&Ps go down. Dollar rallies. Blowout good numbers to the moon. S&P breaks out through 1305. But we're looking at the hourly chart right now on dollar index, and we're at the top of this range. You can make a case. Or you can make a case that we took out a triple top and are now flagging, pull flag to the upside. So we could be talking about 82.50, 82 on the Dixie. We're in an uptrend. But, listen, we're at the top maybe. Maybe we're due for a pullback. Maybe China, good numbers. Dollar index maybe comes in. 80.75, 80.80. But it's still in a nice uptrend. And this S&P reversed to that 1305 level we spoke about. Collapsing, but coming back. So yes, I'm not thrilled with the S&P being where it is, but it's also a holiday. It's drifting higher. There was no disaster news over the weekend. ESFS got downgraded one notch too, but you knew that was going to happen. Iranian situation hasn't blown up yet. But I don't think this S&P is going to take this out unless China. You got to check with China first. That's the bottom line, is it not? So I'm nimble. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. If you get a blowout number tonight, risk on. And we'll take a look at some of these charts, and they look gorgeous if they take out certain levels. Aussie over 104 looks amazing. But right now, it doesn't look so good. All these wicks, all this resistance at 104, we'll look at it. But you look at this S&P, unless we close above 1305, that's my spot. Because then we get some Momo, and then dollar index comes in more. Then we're gone. But we take a look at my channel line. Almost. There we go. Right at it, baby. Ah, shoot. Right at it. So, unless we take this out, and again, it could go either way. I could see China data being great, and we launch. I could see China data being terrible, and we come into the fold. But you know what? I call this the dribble. Dribble, 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 dribble until the squeeze. It's called squeeze. And that kind of reversal like we saw in the dollar index. And then maybe reverse. But this chart, I mean, we clear this tower, we're going to 1350. We clear that tower, we could be talking 1450. I mean, big. I don't think it's happening. I don't buy it. I don't see the earnings justifying it. I don't see the economic landscape justifying it. But you see the dribble, like I said before. Look at the weekly. You see it better. But we need a reversal candle. We need something. Outside candle like this. Look at that. Took out the high, closed near the lows, took out the previous day low. Gorgeous reversal candle. We need something like that. We need to see a wick. And we haven't seen it. So, big level here, 1300. We clear that tower, gone like the wind. Let's take a look at the euro. Because, again, this euro looks like death. Closing low. It's a morning star, I guess. What do you call this pattern? I'm not never claiming to be the master technician, although I am pretty decent. But certainly this formation, some may say it's bullish. But we take out these lows, good night. Say a little 125. And we take a look at the weekly for 10 years, people are really starting to talk about some serious meltdown here. And if we're going to really talk about meltdown, well, say a little 115. There's another 1,000 pips left. 1,000. And we're all going to be scratching our heads saying, why didn't we sell it? Guess what? This thing is toast. It's due for a rally. And that's the problem. A lot of people are trying to wait for that pop to sell. Well, it got downgraded. It didn't go down. It didn't go up, though, which means you sell the strength. I'm going to grind lower. Maybe bad news. Say goodnight. But again, China is the key. And I think when you look at the euro, we could continue to see the euro go down against other currencies. Euro yen looks terrible. Japanese Minister of Finance said, no comment on the yen. No real intervention. They're letting it slide. They know. They're going to hold dollar yen. But euro dollar is going to go down, and that's going to bring down euro yen if dollar yen goes nowhere. So I think that's a setup for intervention, that comment. But yen goes higher first. But watch out. Yen's going to, I think, be very active this week. The fact that the Minister of Finance is talking is it means something's coming. They don't like what they see. Even though he discounted it and said, no, baloney. Euro Canada, gapping lower, looks gorgeous to the downside. It's toast. Sell any strength. Dribble, ready for a bar down. Say hello to 125. Say hello to my little friend. Easy. If not this previous low. Easy. Sell. Euro sterling. Same thing. This doesn't make a difference what the stock market does, in my opinion. Euro sterling going down means cable's going to, if euro hangs in there, cable's going to go up. But euro sterling takes out the lows from previous week. Over. Good night. We're going to be talking 80. Absolutely. And if the euro's going to 115, this thing is going to collapse. So this one, I love it. Love. It's short. You have no idea. Euro Aussie, it's going to melt down. As much as I've tried to buy this a couple of times, but it's death. It's going lower. We got one more bar. This is maybe the week. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dennis Gartman. 6, 7, 8. 8 weeks. 8 days a week. 8 weeks. That's a lot. That's oversold. Look how far away it is from the 10, 20, 30 exponential. It needs to have a snapback rally. So, but this chart looks terrible. The news is bad. We're going lower. But I think you'd be on the lookout for a reversal. Absolutely. And if the stock market collapses and really comes in, dollar Canada is going to explode. And you look at this wedge. Now, again, if the stock market explodes, this baby's going to collapse. Everyone thinks housing is going to come back in the U.S. Numbers look decent. Yeah, right, but they like them. Well, who benefits the most outside the U.S. from the housing market? Boom. Canadians. They make everything. But you look at this dollar Canada. It's wedging major. There's a weekly chart. Wedging means it's coiling, meaning something's coming. You can't have low volatility forever. Boom. It's all about the S&P. If the S&P rolls over or breaks out, this thing's going to go with it. Period. End of story. And you have gold metals also rallying. That's helping things out too. Dollar yen looks terrible. And again, comments by the MOF did not help matters much. At all. So you look at this thing, it's going lower. We need a capitulation bottom. Throw the baby out with the bathwater, get it over with. Again, we got tons of data coming out this week. We just stopped at China, but we got rate decision out of Canada coming up on Tuesday. I expect no change. German zoo, London CPI data. I mean, just a litany of data. That's just on Tuesday. Wednesday, unemployment for London, U.S. PPI, foreign flows of capital, industrial production, a lot. New Zealand CPI, Thursday. U.S. unemployment claims, obviously, building permits, manufacturing sales out of Canada. Philly Fed, housing starts, CPI. Holy crap. And then we get HSBC, that's Friday in Asia. PMI. Remember last month was 48.7. So, looking at this chart, it just looks like it's going lower. It can't rally. Over 77.10, it's going to look great. But unless you get intervention, I don't see it happening. Dollar Swiss? Remember, people, free webinar Wednesday. Still have open spots. And, of course, you could try a 1-week free trial to my product. Dollar Swiss, hanging man, certainly. Possibly. You know I like this short. I mean, come on. This thing's so due for a nice sell-off. But dollar strong, euro's weak. This thing's going to grind higher as Euro Swiss attempts to make a move to 120. You know the S&B's out there, but boy, what would happen if they backed off? Say bye-bye. Weekly chart in sterling. Again, I think Euro sterling is going to melt this week again, so this thing might even hold. But still, it's a sell-on strength. Cable looks terrible. I still like sterling. Long-term this year, absolutely. Not against the Swiss. I think that's going to roll over. But love this pound Swiss short. But it's just hard to trade something that's being intervened on all the time. But this one, it's going to melt. I'm telling you, this is 2012. It might go to freaking 142. But this thing is going to close next year above 180. You're hearing me make the call. So, but again, that's with the stock market melting down. Risk coming off. Aussie cutting rates more. Global economy selling off. Collapsing. Like the Carnival Cruise Line ship. Can you believe it? People were saying it was like the Titanic movie. Stupid captain. Aussie dollar weekly chart. Again, I just think we got to have that reversal candle. Weekly looks pretty good. Daily doesn't look as good. Over 104, yeah. But we get up here to this channel and break out through 104. I could see a fake out. I mean, look at the daily. I mean, sure, we take out this 104, 103.90 to the moon. But maybe get a little fake out. Break it out to break it down. But it certainly looks like we could take it. And if China's numbers are good tonight, if China's numbers are blowout, GDP, investment, industrial production, buy. If China's numbers suck, sell. The real wild card, the harder trade is, what if they're in line? I would say more sell. But it's going to be a trade on the news event. But we'll see. It's probably going to be in line. And then, again, if we take out 103.75, 103.90, we're going up to this channel line. Easy. Should be an easy trade. You get good numbers, I would imagine we make a run for that. That's 105. But the big question is, do we close above 105? Are we going to really explode? Are the S&Ps going to take out 103? S&Ps close above 103, 105, and 1305, sorry. I bet you this Aussie dollar's closing above 105. Big day. It's due. Another one. The whole year, it's in 180 pip range. Something's coming. Oh, baby. Aussie Kiwi. I still like it short. But looking at this Aussie Kiwi, looks like it might try and hold. But look at this Aussie Kiwi. Yeah, it's broken. It's rolling over. 10, 20, 30 busted. We have a shooting star, bearish engulfing. It looks terrible. As I've said, I think this thing is extremely overvalued. I think this thing's coming into 125. It was 132, 133 at the time. And it's slowly but surely grinding lower. Never to reach these levels again. You got to sell the string. Maybe we don't get there. I don't even think we get over 130 again. Aussie's cutting rates. New Zealand has rebuilding from their disaster earthquakes. Speaking of the Kiwi, nice little reversal. Shooting star on the weekly. Certainly looks a little bit on the weak side. Yes, they broke it out. 100%. But again, it's all about the stock market. It's all about risk on. It's all about these China numbers tonight. Oh, baby. I'm telling you. These numbers are good. S&P is going to pop even more. Look, we're at 1295. We came back a lot in the S&Ps. Look at the hourly again. Big comeback. Too impressive. Broke this whole downtrend channel line. But we'll see where we open. And again, should we take this out and China numbers be good, we're gone. And I think this Aussie could explode if the S&Ps really are up nicely. 200 pip day. Easy. It's ready. I'm ready to be long. I'm also ready to be short. Because I'm a bear. I'll always be a bear. Look at gold. Gold really doesn't impress me much on the hourly. And daily chart also, I think, reversed. Gold to me looks like a nice short. Again, against 1700. But I think it still looks good. All right, everyone. 22 minutes, sorry. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, info@globalfxllc.com. Andrew Spanton. Look for my twits tonight. Voice of Forex. I'll be sending them out. Absolutely. Big numbers. The only voice you'll ever need when he has it, who truly loves to make you money. Have a good night.